So Robin says. Poor Robin. God knows I must often make a poor companion. The years have not spared him either. He's aged much this year. Possibly his anxiety over me. I know they discuss the future, he and Matty, when they think I sleep. I can hear their voices droning in the parlour. But when he's with me, he feigns his little air of cheerfulness, and my heart bleeds for him. My brother. Looking at him as he sits beside me, coldly critical as I always am towards the people I love, I note the pouches beneath his eyes, and the way his hands tremble when he lights his pipe. Can it be that he was ever light of heart and passionate of mind? Did he really ride into battle with a hawk on his wrist? And was it only 10 years ago that he led his men to Braddock Down, side by side with Bevel Grenville, flaunting that scarlet standard with the 3 gold rests in the eyes of the enemy? Was this the man I saw once in the moonlight fighting his rival for a faithless woman? Looking at him now, it seems a mockery. My poor Robin, with his greying locks shaggy on his shoulders. Yes, the agony of the war has left its mark on both of us. The war and the Grenvilles. Maybe Robin is bound to Gertrude still, even as I am to Richard. We never speak of these things. Ours is the dull, drab life of day by day. Looking back, there can be very few amongst our friends who have not suffered. So many gone, so many penniless. I do not forget that Robin and I both live on charity. If Jonathan Rashley had not given us this house, we should have had no home, with Lanrest gone and Radford occupied. Jonathan looks very old and tired. It was that last grim year of imprisonment in St. Mawes that broke him, that and John's death. Mary looks much the same. It would take more than a civil war to break her quiet composure and her faith in God. Alice is still with them, and her children, but the feckless Peter never visits her. I think of the time when we were all assembled in the long gallery, and Alice and Peter sang, and John and Joan held hands before the fire. They were all so young, such children. Even Gertrude, with her calculated malevolence, could not have charged the atmosphere that evening. Then Richard, my Richard, broke the spell deliberately with one of his devastating cruel remarks, smiling as he did so, and the gaiety went, and the careless joy vanished from the evening. I hated him for doing it, yet understood the mood that prompted him. Oh, God confound and damn these Grenvilles, I thought afterwards, for harming everything they touch, for twisting happiness into pain with a mere inflection of the voice. Why were they made thus, he and Gertrude, so that cruelty for its own sake was almost a vice to be indulged in, affording a sensuous delight? What evil genius presided at their cradle? Bevel had been so different. The flower of the flock, with his grave courtesy, his thoughtfulness, his rigid code of morality, his tenderness to his own and to other people's children. And his boys take after him. There's no vice in Jack or Bunny that I have ever seen. But Gertrude, those serpent's eyes beneath the red gold hair, that hard, voluptuous mouth. How incredible it seemed to me, even in the early days when she was married to my brother Kit, that anyone could be deceived by her. Her power to charm was overwhelming. My father and my mother were jelly in her hands, and as for poor Kit, he was lost from the beginning, like Robin later. But I was never one, not for a moment. Well, her beauty is marred now, and I suppose forever. She will carry that scar to the grave, a thin scarlet line from eye to mouth where the blade slashed her. Rumour has it that she can still find lovers, and her latest conquest is one of the Careys who's come to live near her at Bideford. I can well believe it. No neighbour would be safe from her if he had a charm of manner, and the Careys were always presentable. I can even find it in my heart to forgive her, now that everything is over. The idea of her dallying with George Carey, she must be at least 20 years the elder, brings a flash of colour into a grey world. And what a world. Long faces and worsted garments, bad harvests and sinking trade, everywhere men poorer than they were before, and the people miserable. The happy aftermath of war. Spies of the Lord Protector